Joining me on the program, not just alive, but very lively, John Cowan. John, kia ora, good morning.
Kia
Nice
ora.
to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to be having these little video links for
Exactly.
those of us that want to
And if people
watch
are
us
offended by
online.
what we say, then they can be offended again on YouTube, on the Rhema
Yeah,
Facebook page,
that's right. In
rhema.co.nz.
colour.
Hey, the topic today is procrastination, and I thought I'd play along because honestly, you took a while to send the notes, but then I took even longer to open the email when you sent through the notes. In fact, you haven't even finished the word procrastination in the headline. If there was a spiritual gift, or I don't know, a ninja craft, procrastination is that one? Can I sign up for that as well?
I'm sure if you hunt around in one of those little books in the back of the Old Testament, I'm sure you'll find that it's a spiritual gift somewhere along the lines.
Quietness and contemplation, some people call it. I call it procrastination. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. I heard someone described as having a great gift for being able to relax. And what they were
Wow.
saying is he was lazy. But is procrastination laziness? That's one of the things that I have thought about. And I thought it sort of is, but it's a lousy way of being lazy.
Yeah.
Because what procrastination does is it puts you in a place called the dark playground, which is a term I picked up from a guy called Tim Urban. And it's where you spend hours trolling through photographs of people you don't like on Facebook and standing in front of the fridge to see if there's anything new there that wasn't there 10 minutes ago since the last time you looked, and having depressing sleeps and things. It's not nearly as nice a place to be in as that wonderful state of relaxation you can have after you've actually achieved something. But hey, first of all, before we get into procrastination, I'd just like to honor my mum and dad.
Okay.
They were lovely, good people, and I miss them very, very much. Their only failing is that they were too nice, especially to me, their baby, the youngest of 5. And they were far too soft and indulgent on me, and it shows because all my life I've battled with procrastination.
Yeah. You're blaming your parents for this. They're lovely people, but it's their fault, right?
Yeah. Well, I have to own it as an adult if I'm going to conquer it. But yeah, I think it, I battle with procrastination. It's probably the wrong word. Allowed myself to be completely defeated by it is probably a more apt term. I suspect my dear, lovely parents were just aged and exhausted by the time I came along, worn out by the antics of my appalling 4 older siblings. And so they just didn't have it in them to check whether I was making my bed or doing my homework or all those other little disciplines which instill self-control and good habits into them. So I now believe that that's very important. I give wonderful talks on how kids should do chores and build self-discipline and things like this. I just have to say it's completely missing from my life.
Yeah, take my advice. I'm not using it. Is there a good side to procrastination, though?
I beg your pardon?
Is there a good side to procrastination, do you think?
It works for me.
Okay.
In a limited sense. Superficially, it seems to work well because what it means is that I don't end up doing the things that aren't really, really important.
Okay.
As I start to come up to a deadline or something, I do the things that are essential and don't do the things that aren't. So it's sort of like a de facto prioritization process.
Yep.
And the other thing is sometimes that surge of adrenaline that comes with panic as you race up to a deadline can be very exciting.
It can be quite exciting.
I can be amazingly productive in those hours leading up to that state where it's almost too late.
Panicking at the last minute saves a lot of time rather than panicking for weeks on end about something that may not happen.
And the creativity and the excitement. But honestly, that's about it for the good side of procrastination. That idle time spent avoiding work isn't that pleasant relaxation that you have after you've done something. As I say, it's this dark playground of it's depressing, it's panicking, it's worrying. You know that you're doing it, and it doesn't seem to help. And ultimately, the procrastinator doesn't achieve what he could. It makes him unhappy or her unhappy. Procrastination ruins your life for no real good reason. It's sort of like I think it could be a type of depression. It probably stems from low self-esteem, but I'm not a good enough psychologist or philosopher to work out whether that's true or not.
Can I
I'm
jump in
not
with a
good
bit of a
enough to know whether I've got low self-esteem. But
Can I jump in with what might be a bit of a personal question? Is this
go
something
away. Go,
which
go, no, go so and ask someone else a personal question.
is this something which gets worse with retirement? Because I think we buy into this live saying, oh gosh, won't it be great when we retire? We'll have so much more time on our hands to do whatever we want or to do nothing at all. But actually, when you get there, doing whatever you want and putting off things and doing nothing at all, that's
Mm.
not as much fun. That's more the dark playground than it is
Yeah,
relaxing
yeah.
and
I'm sort of
energizing.
one thing you don't have when you're retired is a boss.
Yeah.
And I think procrastinators like me do depend on
Unless you're
external
married.
motivators a
Unless you're
lot.
married, John. I mean,
In fact, I had some wonderful bosses that knew how to cajole
yep.
and just apply the right amount of knee in the back of the spine
Yeah.
to get me to perform. And especially
Motivation
that
through
sense
fear.
of,
Yeah.
yeah, I hate disappointing people. So yeah, they
Okay.
could get work out of me. And so in my semi-retired state, where I have got an alter ego that I call Boss John, that is meant to be able to get some work out of me. He fails miserably. But anyhow, my long association with procrastination has given me some insights
Mm-hmm.
into it. And so let me just say, I know I know all the methods for conquering procrastination. Making lists. Procrastinators love to-do
They're
lists.
great.
They love planning their day because planning isn't doing. And I know that I should be starting with the hard thing. I mean, I used to have on my wall written there, do the hard thing. That thing, I'll just make your bed in the morning. It gets things off to a good start and make oneself accountable and use a timer and work for 15 minutes and then give yourself a little break. And all these little techniques, I've used them all. They do work to a certain extent,
Yeah.
but there is one thing that works for me. I want to give, this has got to end on an up note, hasn't it? I've got
Yes.
to say that I have actually found a partial solution anyway to procrastination, and that is an insight that I gained from someone, and I can't remember who it was, and that is that procrastination is a guide.
Okay.
It might be an enemy, but because I now know its tactics, I use it to show me what I should be doing. It sits like a dark fog right on top of the thing that is most important, the thing that you should be doing, the thing that'll
Yeah.
give your life purpose and meaning and fulfill your deepest goals. That's where procrastination sits.
Yeah.
And so I use this procrastination as a sort of like a wonky compass.
Mm-hmm.
It shows me I should be heading in that direction, back into the playground. So I head in 90 degrees. The thing that it's telling me that I shouldn't do is the thing that I should do. And I actually used that insight this week. I was going through my to-do list, which I love, and I saw that I had a proposal to write for a finance company on some marketing ideas and things.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately felt that dead, chill darkness descend upon me. And I thought, this feels like procrastination. And so I leapt into the middle of a dark cloud and did it, and actually felt really, really good about having done it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's my insight. Use procrastination as a compass. Head at right angles to what it tells you to do.
Yeah.
And, when you realize what it's trying to steer you away from, steer towards it.
Okay.
And it helps you to escape the dark playground.
The thing that you feel least like doing, that's the thing that you actually should be doing because, Boss John's gone away for the weekend, and sometimes we just need the dark cloud to point us in the right direction. I mean,
I can work my way around Boss John. I've got Boss John wrapped around my little finger, but no, that little insight. I know it sounds funny and corny, the idea that procrastination could be your guide, but in that it is a flaw in my character that steers me away from the thing that is most important. The sense of, I don't know, maybe it sits on top of tasks that will measure me, that will give me some insight into whether I'm a good person or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some aspect of that which I don't truly understand, but I do understand that if I head into the middle of whatever it's trying to block me from doing, I usually find that the mist's clear and I end up doing something worthwhile.
Procrastination.
Like talking to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Hopefully I'm not a dark cloud on your horizon. Oh, gosh, I've got to do that thing with Andrew.
No. Nor are you part of the dark playground either. No.
Hey, it sounds like a fun place to live. But anyway, I know that wasn't the point. Let's use the dark cloud of procrastination to push us in the direction of the stuff that we know in our heart we should be doing. John, I do hope that you've got some more positive stuff than the dark playground coming your way over the weekend. But hey, thanks for your insight.
I've got lots of things to avoid doing.
And daylight saving makes it just so much more pleasant to do, doesn't it? Hey, appreciate your wisdom. Thanks very much for joining us again.
An absolute pleasure. Talk to you again.